the untold story of a Star Trek reboot that almost happened. Imagine a world where the Star Trek universe was rebooted long before J.J. Abrams took the helm in 2009. This intriguing tale begins in 1989, when the visionary J. Michael Straczynski pitched his groundbreaking concept for Babylon 5 to Paramount. Armed with a detailed series Bible, character sketches, stunning artwork, and a treasure trove of 22 story ideas, Straczynski envisioned a captivating sci-fi series set in the mid-23rd century aboard a bustling space station. This station, a neutral hub in the cosmos, would be a melting pot of alien cultures, where a peacekeeping military organization navigated the complexities of interstellar diplomacy. Unfortunately, Paramount passed on Babylon 5, but Straczynski's dream found a home at Warner Brothers a few years later. Just 2 months after Straczynski's pitch, Paramount announced Star Trek Deep Space Nine, a series that bore striking similarities to his concept. Both shows revolved around a space station and featured a peacekeeping force dealing with a diverse array of alien visitors. Straczynski has openly speculated that while the creators of Deep Space Nine may not have seen his materials, some of his ideas likely influenced their development. This left a lingering tension between Straczynski and Paramount for years. Fast forward to 2004, when Straczynski and Bryce Zabel, the mastermind behind the sci-fi series Dark Skies, found themselves brainstorming ideas for a new project. At that time, the Star Trek franchise was in dire straits, having just suffered a major setback with Star Trek Nemesis and nearing the end of Star Trek Enterprise. Recognizing the franchise's precarious position, the duo decided that a reboot was the only way to breathe new life into Star Trek. They envisioned a fresh start, retaining beloved characters but reimagining their origins. Zabel recalls their conversation vividly, saying, "Before we could stop ourselves, we banged out a 14-page treatment. We wanted to use the original characters, but not as young officers at Starfleet Academy." Their idea was revolutionary. They understood that audiences needed to reconnect with a young Captain Kirk, Spock, and Dr. McCoy to reignite interest in the franchise. A completely new cast would likely alienate the dwindling fanbase, so they aimed to reintroduce familiar faces in a way that felt fresh and exciting. Zabel elaborated on their vision, emphasizing the need for a reboot that would create a separate universe, allowing them to embrace the best elements of Star Trek while discarding the less favorable aspects. They wanted to craft a powerful origin story that showcased the deep bonds of friendship among Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, presenting them in a way audiences had never seen before. It was a bold and ambitious plan. However, despite their enthusiasm, Straczynski and Zabel never progressed beyond their 14-page treatment. They felt confident enough to pitch their ideas to Paramount, but fate had other plans. J.J. Abrams was already in the process of developing his own Star Trek reboot, which coincidentally shared many elements with Straczynski and Zabel's vision. The timing was unfortunate, and while some may speculate about the similarities, it seems more like a case of parallel thinking rather than outright borrowing. In recent years, the concept of a young Kirk has resurfaced in the Star Trek universe, particularly in the series Star Trek Strange New Worlds, where Paul Wesley takes on the role of a new young Kirk, alongside Ethan Peck as a fresh-faced Spock. This revival of the young Kirk idea shows that the franchise continues to explore its roots, while forging ahead into new territories. The legacy of Straczynski and Zabel's ambitious reboot pitch may not have come to fruition, but it certainly paved the way for the future of Star Trek, reminding us of the endless possibilities that lie within the final frontier.